It's not always fun and games for first responders.
05 Central, you show me in pursuit.
But sometimes it is.
Oh my God, he's not wearing pants again.
Sometimes it's dangerous.
Flipping around, look out, look out, look out.
Sometimes it's not.
Antler Boulevard for a snake in a house.
And sometimes it's just plain stupid.
Chihuahua in his lap on a lawnmower.
This is the stupid side of first response.
Dispatch, do I really have to go to that?
This is Code 0.5.
Come in 0.5.
Hey guys, once again, it's Jason and my co-host Rich, and I'm pissed.
What else is new?
You know, I hollered at you earlier. You know, it was kind of vulgar when I hollered at you and said, hey, I'm on my way. Get your ass ready.
It usually is, yeah.
Okay. I leave from my house, and it's a good 20, 25 minutes over here.
According to your truck.
Yeah. Depends on how hard I'm laying into it.
Right.
That's what she said.
She always says that.
Anyway, I'm on the way over here, and there's this damn blue Fusion. And we're coming up to an intersection that's got traffic control lights. Lights green. And you know where the solid line is right as you get up to an intersection? Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we weren't going fast enough in this 25 mile per hour zone. Mm-hmm. So this dude goes through where the solid line is, passes us in the intersection, through the intersection into a turn lane, and then keeps going straight out of that turn lane and comes back into our lane.
Okay.
And takes off.
Okay. So you got you a Ricky Bobby.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Okay. Right after he passes me, I look, and the plate says U.S. government.
Nice.
So I'm like, great, man. Not only, you know, do some law enforcement agencies hire people that don't know how to drive, so does the U.S. government.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Well, this guy goes by me and gets into an area where there's construction. And he's hauling ass because I'm not catching up with him, and I'm doing the speed limit. So we go get through town, and we're outside of town. I'm already counting them. I'm like, okay, there's like 4 citations. I could have wrote the guy. Mm-hmm. So I'm following him on the way out here. We get on the highway, and he's right on whoever's ass is in front of him. And they're not going real fast, and that's what makes me catch back up to him. So I'm looking, and I don't know why it never dawned on me till I got here that I should have got this guy's plates, because he was wearing, like, I guess you call them like army fatigues or whatever, BDUs.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, maybe I should find out who this guy's CO is, you know?
Yes.
And pass along the information that this guy's a jackass.
Right. Well, they probably know.
Yeah, probably, because usually if someone calls in and says that someone's driving like an idiot where I work at, there's 2 or 3 of them that clue in automatically as to who it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're heading this way, getting closer, and I've caught back up to him because he's right on someone's ass. It's going under the speed limit. Well, we're on the highway, and we're fixing to turn south, which is another highway so I can get here. Well, he turns on his blinker, but then immediately gets onto the shoulder. Okay, maybe this guy's having car problems. Mm-hmm. So I keep going straight. We're coming up to the intersection, and the front of my vehicle is about halfway in his. Well, I've got my blinker on because I'm turning right. Mm-hmm. Well, I start slowing down because I'm like, what is this guy doing? He's still driving. Well, he makes the right-hand turn out of the shoulder. And I'm like, well, what in the hell are you doing? It's not a turn lane.
Right.
So then I turn too onto the highway to go south. Right after I turn and straighten up, this guy puts his car and stops it and puts it in park. And stops right in the middle of the highway. So immediately I'm looking behind me, making sure I'm not fixing to get ass punched because this idiot stopped in the highway. Look back forward. And I put my hands up, and I'm like, what in the hell are you doing?
Right.
He looks in his mirror and starts shaking his finger at me like some old man or something.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah. And, immediately I started boiling.
Yeah,
like,
switch was flipped.
Pointing his finger at me. So I reach over, and I kind of wave at him that I've got this little shiny shield that was on my hip. Hmm. Then the sucker throws it back in drive, and he probably does 90 and gets out of there.
Just punches it, huh?
Yeah, so I could get here hoping that he'd be somewhere around in town.
Yeah.
Just so I could be like, hey, you know, what branch are you, or where are you, who are you with, blah, 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 and all this. Because I want to let whoever know that you can't drive worth a damn.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, and I mean, when he's swerving in and out of all this crap, I don't know what his big hurry is. It's like today's freaking Sunday.
Yeah.
Where the hell's he going? Nobody's open or nothing.
No, football game's over with, ain't it?
Yeah, and I mean, if he's trying to get to the hospital because someone's hurt, he's going the wrong direction.
Definitely the wrong direction.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's doing. So immediately I get here and my blood's pumping.
Mm-hmm.
Then I start thinking about all the guys I work with that can't drive either.
Mm.
And speaking of can't drive, I've still got Rookie with me.
Do you?
Yeah, and you know what? He went to nights for a little while, went to another shift. He come up to me and he goes, "Hey, how many people have you been telling that I can't drive?" I was like, "Well, I told my supervisor." And he's like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because these people really think I can't drive." And I go, "What'd you think? I was lying to them?"
Yeah.
Because I've got a little notepad on my phone, and I keep notes every time he screws up while he's driving. And I'll pull it up. And I guess he thinks I'm joking with him. Because, like, he'll hone in on whatever he's doing.
Uh-huh.
And, like, we were looking for, a suspect that was at large. He's running around. And he's so focused on the address that we were getting to, I'm over there stomping my imaginary brake. And he blows right through this intersection, through the stop sign. I'm like, stop sign. And he looks at me and he goes, "Huh?" And I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" But then when you ask him about it, he's all, "Oh, well, I don't know I didn't know. You're lying. I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah. There's definitely some differences in him now than there were in phase one.
Oh,
So when
yeah.
we were talking the other day, I was like, yeah, he's been running around with you for way too long. I don't know who.
Well, we went to, I don't know, we were just driving around today, and I made him stop, and I was like, "Hey, see that person? Yeah, go talk to him." Used to, if you tell him, go talk to somebody, what about? What do I say? It's like, dude, you're not asking the guy out on a date. Just go over there and shoot the shit with him. Just go talk to him. Now he's getting to where he just pops right out and he'll go talk to people. He's not having any kind of issue with it.
That's good. That's this forced having to like people. Again,
yeah.
Another trait that you've bestowed upon this young one.
Well, and this week I told him, I was like, "Look, this is what you're doing this week, okay? I want you to make contact with just 6 random people, and I want you to talk to them." Really? Yeah, just get to know people. Go inside of a bit, because, like, we'll go into the convenience store in town back there, and he'll walk in, and they'll give him crap or whatever because he's riding with me, and he just won't speak. He, like, gets lockjaw. And this is the guy that I ride around with for 8 hours that won't shut the hell up.
Oh, yeah.
But then around other people, he freezes up.
Yeah, he loves you.
Shh, I wish he didn't.
Yeah, you're it in his eyes. He's going to be calling you for the rest of his career.
Well, I keep thinking maybe that his wife never lets him speak when he's at home. So then when he comes to work, he cuts loose.
That could be the issue. She probably starts and she's like, "Shut up."
So that's what I want the episode to be about today. People and their driving habits.
Driving. Man, I don't know. Like, I was thinking about it, and now I'm more of a paper pusher. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you don't do any real cop stuff.
I do cop things.
No, you do that stuff that the rest of us people in the field hate.
I hate it. I hate it. Doing freaking stupid inventories. But I do remember one. It was an old guy, and he was like, I don't remember exactly what he did, but what stood out to me is like when I got him stopped, I light him up. He pulls over, slowly into the parking lot of the church, and then he just stomps on the brakes, so the whole car lurches forward. And then he throws it in park, and I'm trying to radio where I'm at and what's going on. And the next thing I know, his door's popping. And this older guy,
Yeah.
he gets out of the driver's side and he starts walking back to my car, and he's reaching behind him. So when that goes on, automatically I'm like, whoa, he wants to smoke, like, what are we fixing to do? Like, it's fixing to get real. And so I pop the door and I'm like, get back in your car right now. And he's like, can't hear me because he's an old guy. I'm like, get back in your car. Keeps walking, still reaching behind him, got his hand behind him, fidgeting around. So I hop out.
And you're like, I'm fixing to have to shoot old man.
I didn't draw on him.
Yeah.
I waited. I didn't pull a Renix. But I waited. Guy was like, man, I'm fixing to eat. it's about to be over because he's going to get me because I wasn't going to just randomly draw on him, you know. Anyway, he finally comes out. He's got his billfold, handing me his license, and I'm like, what is going on? It's the first time that ever happened. But then come to find out, like, I guess old timers around in like small areas are so they're used to, I guess back in the day when they got pulled over, they were to get out of the car and approach the cop instead of the cop going to them. Yeah, that was hairy though.
I had the same thing. It was a woman that did it to me. I'm telling them her license plate information to dispatch. Mm-hmm. Door pops open. The woman starts getting out. I open my door, and I was like, ma'am, stop. And she stops, and I was like, I didn't ask you to get out of the car. And she was like, I'm supposed to. I was like, do what? She goes, I'm supposed to get out. And I was like, well, hey, go ahead and just come on back here, but just keep your hands where I can see them. And she was like, okay. So she walks back there, and that's what she started telling me was like back in the day, whenever you got stopped, they were the ones to get out of the car, and they would walk back. And she was like, and we'd get in the cop's front car seat with them. And I was like,
okay.
No, not today.
No. I think when I was talking about trying to come up with stuff for this one, this particular traffic episode, Holly was telling me, and I'd forgot all about it, but she was, I guess, cruising along, and she was speeding, and she got pulled over, and hang on, I'm looking at the notes. Never mind, this one wasn't the one I was going to tell you.
How can you look at voice notes?
Well, because they do this thing where, like, when you do them, they give you the readout of whatever it is, like an AI.
You're going to have to holler at that woman on Facebook and ask her how to do that.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that one. She was broke down on the side of the road, and she had called me to come help her. And so I was like, all right, and I'll be there in a minute. Well, I'm chilling. And I think it was out here on the other side of town in the other county. But she's sitting there waiting for me to get there. Well, these freaking blue lights pop on, you know? So she just jumps out of the car, starts walking back to the truck. Took her a minute to realize it was a county unit, not me. Scared the shit out of him, though.
Probably started yelling at him like, what took you so long to get here?
Yeah.
He's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, she couldn't see for the lights and then realized the color of the car was not my car. And she was like, oh, this is not good.
Oh, I thought you were my husband. Then he'd probably be like, well, I'm glad I'm not married to you.
Yeah.
Okay, today, and it happens all the time, we pull up an intersection. We're going, it doesn't matter, but we're going westbound. There's a car that's going southbound. We pull up at the stop sign at the same time. Mm-hmm. And you know how a lot of people will go into limbo and then they'll start waving and then one will start to lurch and then the other does and then they stop and then it basically just holds everybody up for a minute or two because everyone's like, what in the hell, you know? Mm-hmm. And this is for especially the ones here that live in Oklahoma. I pulled this thing up out of the dang driver's manual, and it's talking about the right-of-way at intersections. It says when two vehicles approach at the same time, the driver to the left yields to the driver to the right. So when you pull up at the same time, the left guy's going to yield. Whoever's on the right, freaking go. Or if you get there and the person to the right pulls up before you and then a couple seconds go by and then you stop and then they start waving you. Mm-hmm. It's like, just freaking go. Yeah, I know you're trying to be courteous or whatever, but just freaking go.
Yeah. That's like I was telling you about that. It usually, they start waving and you're like, all right, no, you go ahead. And they're like, no, you go ahead. And you're like, fine. So you start to go and then they start to go at the same time. So you both stomp. I just tell them to go. I'll just sit there.
Well, and then the thing about that is that they don't know is I got Rookie with me and it's like, hey, you're lucky he at least stopped at this stop sign. You better go before something happens to us.
Yeah. Don't let him get a hot call.
I mean, I'm still one of the few that hasn't dented their unit yet, and I'm still praying every day that he ain't done it yet.
Knocking on wood for you.
Yeah, it's bound to happen one of these
no, you
days.
got a mirror issue going on.
Hey, that wasn't my fault. That was Turkey's fault.
Yeah, Turkey.
Yeah. Yeah, going down the highway, doing about whatever, 65 or whatever. And this thing, I guess they can't really get up real high. And he was about 4 to 5 feet in the air.
Right at mirror height.
And he hit my damn mirror and exploded on impact.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'd say, too.
Well, I stopped to go check on him to see if he was still, suffering or whatever, because even if he was suffering, I was going to let him for tearing my mirror up.
Right.
But, yeah, he freaking exploded on impact.
Oh, yeah, I bet he was 10-7. if you were cruising along highway speeds, yeah, he's done.
We'll have more coming up on Code 0.5.
If you're looking for a political podcast that goes beyond the headlines, check out the Beltway Briefing. I'm Howard Schweitzer, CEO of Cozen O'Connor Public Strategies. Every week on the Beltway Briefing, our team of former Republican and Democratic presidential appointees, Capitol Hill veterans, and political advocates shares behind-the-scenes perspective that cuts through the noise. If you want the inside scoop, subscribe now to the Beltway Briefing here or wherever you get your podcasts.
So what's the other deal about being in this building?
What do you mean?
It's hotter than hell in here, man.
I don't know, dude. It said it was like 64. I just turned it up to 70.
I get tortured when I come down here.
No, I mean, no. Can't do it.
All right, you got some notes over there.
None of it pertains to anything that we're talking about.
Nothing?
Today's like traffic.
So how about I just have like a mini bitch session and
You
then...
do that.
No, I had my mini bitch and now it's...
Oh, I'm sure you got some pent up.
What else am I going to talk about?
I don't know.
I mean, I talk about Rookie for hours and how he can't drive.
You ride with Rookie for 8 hours a day. You got to have something else in there.
You're lucky I'm even here after as much as he likes to talk all day.
That's true. I don't blame you for wanting to hit the whiskey.
We got a guy that's going to be on here soon that's got a story that I want to tell it. And it's freaking hilarious, but we'll let him tell it when we get him on.
They'll ruin it. That's the same guy. Well, it's the same guy. I think we were. It was me, and there was another dude that was like a supervisor, and so we were cruising around, and I hear the supervisor like try to pull this car over. I think it was a truck. It was like a black truck, and it's like refusing to pull over, and then it just starts. He according to the radio traffic, he's like following this thing around and it will not pull over. And then it blacks its lights out. So then he's like, well, it's blacked out. It's blacked out. So I'm like headed to where he's at. And then he catches up with it again. And then it ends up coming down Main Street. And then he ends up catching up with it. And I'm right behind him. And then the truck just stops abruptly. And he jumps out, drawed down. And he's like, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the car. And all you see is hands. And then this happens.
He gives him the finger.
Yeah, and it was you. That freaking dude was like, "What the?" Like, oh, he thought he had him one, man. It was good.
So you're pointing at somebody saying you. We've got a guest sitting in here listening right now.
Yeah, through the.
So that's who you're trying to pull over?
That's who he was trying to pull over. He was just refusing to pull over for him. And the bad part is we drive around so much, we know the roads, but apparently he didn't know the roads as well as he knew the roads because he blacked out. And this is at night, blacked out. And he's freaking moving. And he finally caught up to him. Boy, he was mad. Had to hear about that one for a while.
Well, who was trying to stop him? Was it someone you work with or I work with?
Yeah, it was one of the guys down here.
Oh.
This was back when I was reserving.
Oh, okay.
I think I had just recently got cut loose to like run around on my own or whatever. So I thought I was hot shit running around in a Crown Vic, and then I hear all this come up.
So you're in Renix mode?
Well, no, well,
You were a Renix back then?
Negative. No. I wasn't that bad. I don't know. It all depends on who you talk to.
Did you know he's mad at me?
He's mad at everyone.
He'll send me a message every now and then. Like, I don't know, like he'll do something stupid and I'll get pissed at him and then he'll give attitude and I'm like, okay, whatever.
How long have you two been married?
Well, like he will send me messages, eat shit. He will send me messages and like I won't respond to him and I know it drives him nuts.
Oh, yeah.
It crawls all over him.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't respond.
Jason's a bastard. Why? I texted him like 2 hours ago. It says red. Okay.
Well, he sent me one not too long ago. He's actually asking me a question about you.
Oh.
And I read it and then ignored him.
He hit me up today at like 2. He was like, hey. I was like, yeah, I thought it was something important. He's like, when and where is podcast? I was like, I don't know. I don't usually know until like right there. Like when he shows up, that's when I know. And he's like, oh. And then I told him about that was a good one. It wasn't traffic related, but I found a fart bomb. I was cleaning out my safe. Found a fart bomb in there. So I took it. I went to my daughter's room. I popped it. I cooked it for just a minute, let it swell up, opened the door, threw it in her room, slammed the door shut and held it. At first she thought it was like a Baby Ruth or something. And then she picked it up and it popped and she realized what it was. Dude, she was pissed. And then Holly was pissed because the whole house smelled like that.
Well, yeah, I would be too.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was bad. The cats were gagging.
Hey, have we released yet that we were able to acquire that piece of property we were wanting? Over there east of town on the porch.
Oh, no, we haven't.
You haven't?
No.
Where is it?
I need to go. I can go get it. I need to go get it.
So how did this happen?
I had asked her about it after the last time we were doing a recording session. I happened to go to the store and she was working. I was like, yo, what do you want for that turtle? Renix ain't busy. You want me to have him take you out to Chili's or something? She's like, no. God, no.
Does she listen to the podcast?
She's heard of it. I don't think she's listened to it because she was unaware and actually quite shocked when she found out there was a whole episode dedicated to that turtle.
To the porch turtle? To
the porch turtle. But I was hitting her up again about it, and she's like, do you really want it? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay. I was like, no shit, for real? She's like, yeah, you can come and get it. She's like, I was going to throw it away, but I was cleaning my porch off, and I was going to throw it away, and then I was like, wait a minute, I want to see if he really wants it. So it's there. I just got to go pick it up.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd already acquired it.
No, I need to get it.
So I know the first time you talked to her, y'all were like going to negotiate a price, and now I guess she's like, man, y'all can just have it.
Yeah, she's like, you can take it. I don't want it.
Because I guess she ended up listening to the episode and found out that it was like bionic eared or some crap. Or
yeah, she found out that her own porch turtle was like bionic and a listening device. First, she said she's like, let me guess, it's a camera. I was like, no, not a camera. It's better than a camera. It's a listening device. It can hear into 2 apartments down from you, almost 60 yards away.
Did she ever figure out or remember where she got it from?
She said she got it from like her mom or her aunt.
Oh,
she's had it for a minute. That's why she was kind of hesitant to sell it in the first place, is because she said it had sentimental value. But then she said she was going to throw it away. So
I was going to say if it's sentimental, she should keep it.
That's what I told her. I was like, well, I didn't know that it was.
All we're going to do is use it as a prop later on.
Yeah, that's why we need it. I told her, I was like, it'll have a good home.
Especially if I could figure out a way to prop it up, holding like a monster or a bottle of whiskey or something.
Oh, it'll happen. It'll happen. Dude, I saw a can of freaking Wolf brand chili as big as that damn Folgers can the other day.
At the store?
Yes. It's like
a 5-pound thing of it.
It's massive.
Or a gallon thing of it.
Yeah, but I'm mad at Wolf right now.
Still nothing?
Now I'm renouncing them. That's it.
We're going to start calling it by something else.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find a new chili sponsor.
One of these days we'll get that studio.
Yeah, but it won't be named Wolf brand.
We'll just have to call it whatever. Hormel or whoever. But hey, I'm cutting this one short because I'm looking forward to the next one.
Okay.
Because we're going to have a guest on.
Right.
And this guy's not really funny, but he's been through some funny shit.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then he used to have a partner back in the day that I think literally did funny shit. And he's got it on recording.
Really?
That I would love to hear about.
Okay, yeah.
So we need to jam this one out so that everybody can come back on Thursday.
That's Turkey Day.
Yes.
So
Thanksgiving Day, we will have a special guest.
Okay. Works for me.
All right, we're getting out of here.
Later.
Barely hit.
You have been listening to Code 0.5, the lighter side of police work. If you have ideas or suggestions for our show, we'd love to hear from you. Visit our website at code05.co. That's code05.co. And please consider making a donation at our Patreon page, patreon.com/code05. Be sure to use the digits 05. Thanks for listening to Code 0.5.